Hello.
Hello, how are you?
Hi. Good. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Great. Luis, right?
Yes. Wow. Do you have a flat of
Asenya.
my country?
Ay. Asenya. Ay, are you Catalan?
I am Catalan. Oh.
Ja. Bueno, jo visc a Barcelona, però ara
Ah.
parlem anglès,
Ah,
vale?
molt bé, molt bé, molt bé. Vale, vale.
How funny. I know, I don't want to get political, so I'm hiding it. Anyway, so you're calling from probably near me. I live in Barcelona. Where do you live?
I live in Mataró.
Ah, in Mataró. Cool. And how long have you been studying English?
Um, I am studying English for 3 or 4 days, more or less.
3 or 4 days.
No, days, years.
Years.
I'm
Years.
sorry.
Okay, great. Okay, so hello to everyone who just joined. I'm Kate. Let's see. So we have Sergio. Sergio.
Hi, how are you?
Hi. We're good. How are you?
I'm good.
Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Brazil.
From Brazil. Okay. Are you happy about the World Cup?
Yes, definitely. But I'm really concerned because my next match will be I think until now the best team,
Yeah, absolutely, right?
Colombia.
Yeah.
But I
Okay,
think
and
where are you from?
sorry, go ahead.
Sorry.
No, go
Where are you
ahead.
from?
Where am I from? I'm from the United States.
Oh,
So we're doing okay too.
yeah, yeah.
Surprisingly. Anyway, and let's see, who else is here? Noemi? Hello. Hi. Where are you calling from?
Who are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Very well as well, thank you.
Good. And where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Spain, from Canary Islands.
Ah, wow. Okay, great. Nice to meet you. And Edson, hello.
Hello, teacher.
Hi, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you. And you?
Good. I'm doing well. Thank you very much. And hello to Diego.
Hello, teacher.
Hi, how are you doing?
I'm fine, teacher. Thanks. You?
Great. Doing well. Thank you. Okay, so I think a few more people might join us, but we can go ahead and get started. So, did any of you get the chance? And here we go. Hi, Luis. All right. Hello. Okay, so did anyone get the chance to look at the article that I attached to the class?
Yes, I did.
Yes, you did. Okay. And have some of you still not read the article? Okay, well, regardless, today, essentially, we're going to read an article, a news article, and it's called Parents Punished If Their Kids Late to School. Sorry, Parents Punished If Kids Late to School. Okay, so the first thing I want you to do is take a look at this title of the article and tell me what you think the article will be about. What do you think this article will be about?
Anybody?
Anyone?
I didn't really read it.
No, it's okay. I'm saying based. So you will read the article now. But first, before you read the article, I want you to tell me what you think it will be about, simply from looking at the title, which I have posted in the Verbling box.
Punished. It's late.
So the title is Parents Punished If Kids Late to School. No one knows what it will be about.
There is maybe oversleep, and the kids oversleep and late to school.
Sorry? Can you repeat that?
Yes, it is a relation about the kids oversleep, and go to the school later.
Okay. Okay, so kids may oversleep and get to school later. Okay, and what does it mean, parents punished? So
Oh,
in newspaper titles, we often abbreviate things. So here, if this were a full sentence, it should say parents are punished if their kids are. Is it easier to tell what this article will be about?
I think it is.
It is, right? So I still haven't posted the article. I will send you the article. Okay. So, essentially, this article is about parents. What does punished mean?
It's mean, for example, that they have a fine or something like that. They have
Good, yeah. It's what happens when you do something wrong. You are punished. Okay, so now, here is a link to the article, if you have not read it already. And so I want everyone to, knowing what this article is about, or having some idea, try to read the article slowly and try to comprehend as much as you can. And when everyone is finished, let me know, and we will go through it step by step, review vocabulary and grammar and anything you don't understand. And then we will have a good discussion about the article. Any questions?
Okay.
Are you gonna share it with us?
Sorry?
Are you gonna share it with us?
Am I going to chat with you?
Oh, okay.
Sorry?
No, I asked you if you are gonna share the.
To share, yeah, it's pasted in the Verbling box. You have the link. Here, I'll paste it in the chat box as well. Okay, but I prefer to use the Verbling box. The little blue square with a yellow V in it. Okay, so everyone go ahead and read this article. And when you're finished, maybe just write finished in the chat box, okay? When you finished reading. So I know that you're done.
¿Tens el mòbil, Carlos?
Okay, so for those of you who are finished, did a lot of you have at least a few questions about vocabulary?
Yes, I have some questions.
Yeah, good. It's normal because this article uses a lot of expressions and colloquial language, right? So there are some things that are not especially formal, and there are some things that are idioms and might be difficult for non-native speakers to understand. So we'll review all of these. Okay, so it's okay if you're not quite finished, but can anyone give me like a 1 or 2 sentence summary of what this article is about?
Yes, teacher.
Yes? Okay. So go ahead.
Parents in UK are responsible for their children when they don't arrive on time into the school. They will be punished by the government.
Good.
And they have to pay some money. And
Okay.
some family are going to go on holiday during the term times because because it is cheaper than season,
Good.
and the minister or education minister
The
try
Minister
to
of Education?
Minister of Education try to prevent this habit.
Good. He's trying to prevent these habits. Great. Okay. Good. I think that's a good summary. Does anyone have anything to add?
The article is about the responsibilities of the parents to their children.
The responsibilities that parents have for their children,
Yes.
or in relation to their children. Great. Okay, good. And who said that? Sorry, I can't see. Was that you, Sergio? No, who said that?
I think it was Luis.
Luis. Okay, anyway, good point. Okay, sorry, I can't see with all of the names. Okay, so let's go through this, and I will just go sentence by sentence, and I want you to stop me when you have questions about vocabulary. Okay? And actually, does anyone want to read?
I want to read.
Okay, so practice, and then if someone has a question, just say stop, and we will pause. All right,
Please.
so go ahead. Sorry?
Who's going to read?
Who's going to read? Who said they wanted to read?
I want to read.
Okay, so Edson, you had said that first, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so Edson, why don't you read the first paragraph, and then Noemi, you can read the second paragraph, okay?
Okay.
All right, so
Okay.
and everyone, make sure you stop the reader. Say stop if you have a question. So we should be stopping quite a bit. All right?
Okay.
Okay, so Edson, go ahead.
Okay. Parents punish if kids late to school. Parents in the UK face being punished if their children are continually late for school. Britain's Education Secretary Michael Gove has announced he will crack down on what he terms problem parents. He said too many families fail to face up to their responsibilities by ensuring their children get to school on time and are ready to learn and show respect for their teacher. Parents are already slapped with a £60, $100 fine if their child is repeatedly late for school. However, 20,000 of these penalties were unpaid last year, prompting Mr. Gove to announce a tougher penalty system. There will also be fines for parents who withdraw their children during term time to take them on cheaper family vacation.
Great. Thank you. Okay, so no one stopped him. Does that mean there are no questions about this paragraph?
I have a question.
Okay.
What does that mean with cheaper vacation?
Okay, so here, the last sentence is a bit confusing. So essentially, so normally, when do families go on vacation? In which season?
In summer.
In the summer, right? Okay, and so since everyone is going on vacation in the summer, usually it's more expensive. However, if you go in the off season, right, so in the winter or the fall, when children are in school, it's usually cheaper to find flights and to find hotels. Vacations are cheaper. So some parents pull their students out of school to take them on a cheaper vacation. Does that make sense?
Okay, I got it.
Okay, and so
Yeah, I get it.
so basically the government is saying that's not okay, right? Because the priority should be the student's education.
So it's an informal way to say it.
An informal way to say it. Or a formal way to say it.
Informal.
You think?
Informal.
Why
Yeah,
do you think that?
So. Because the term cheaper, or I don't know.
Okay, yeah, so cheaper, definitely. So a more formal way to say the word cheaper would be inexpensive.
Okay.
Good, that's a good point. Okay, so I'll write that down here. I would say that if you wanted to be a bit more formal, you would say inexpensive. Okay, and so I have a few questions for everyone just to review vocabulary. What does it mean to crack down on something?
To deal with something?
Okay, not quite. A little. You're on the right track.
Get tough on something.
Good. Yeah. Okay. So it's when to crack down on means to be tough with. It could even mean to punish. So in this sense, they're saying that. So the sentence is: Britain's Education Secretary Michael Gove has announced he will crack down on what he terms problem parents. So he will be more strict with problem parents. Okay, and so this is an expression that we use quite a bit, to crack down on. Can someone use this in a sentence?
Yes.
Okay, let's hear it.
My son is out of control. I am going to crack down on him.
Excellent. Okay, my son is out of control. I'm going to, excuse me, I'm going to crack down on him. Very good, thank you. Okay, good. Another question. In the next sentence, he said, too many families fail to face up to their responsibilities. So what does it mean to face up to?
To be responsible. They have to be responsible for what they did.
Great, Luis. Good. Good. Excellent. So to be responsible for, good, Sergio, to confront, right? Both good explanations. Okay. And let's see. To ensure. So we have the word ensuring. What does it mean to ensure?
To be sure.
To make sure, right? So you have the word sure in there. It's just to make sure. Okay. Parents are slapped with a 60-pound fine. That's a bit weird because doesn't that mean to hit someone in the face? To slap someone?
Punish.
Yeah, right? So it's figurative language. Here it means are punished with. They're not literally slapped, but they're figuratively slapped with a 60-pound fine, right? Good. Okay. And any other questions about this first paragraph?
What does means withdraw? Withdraw
Withdraw means to take out.
Take out.
So the parents take their children out of school, right? And you can also, withdraw is actually a very useful word. So if you go to a bank or an ATM and you want to take out money, the verb we use is withdraw, right? So I need to go to an ATM to withdraw money. Is that clear?
Okay.
Okay, good. Any other questions? All right. So it's okay. If you do have more later, we can come back to it. And now, Noemi, can you read the second part?
Yes. And Mr. Goff said his plans were all part of raising standards in education, create a bigger incentive for parents to ensure their children get to school, and tackle the problem of habitual truancy. Goff also hit back at his critics, accusing them of adhering to policies that set pupils up to fail and of promoting a diet of dumbed-down courses. He said opposition politicians shied away from anything which might require grades. Goff warned their policies could send children to school without daring to think they might be intellectually curious and capable of greatness,
Good.
denying
Capable. Capable of greatness.
capable of greatness,
Good.
denying them access to anything stretching or ambitious, and setting expectations so low you can never be surprised by someone's potential.
Excellent. Thank you. Okay, so the second paragraph is a little bit more difficult, right? It's a bit confusing. There's a lot of kind of ambiguous language. So let's go through this. Do you have any questions from the start about the second part?
A diet of dumbed-down courses.
Okay, dumbed down courses. Good question. So here we have the sentence, goes back at his critic, accusing them of adhering to policies that set pupils up to fail and of promoting a diet of dumbed down courses. Okay, so when you dumb something down, it means you lower the standard. Right, so in this sense, they're making the courses easier. They're setting the standard much lower than they had in the past. Okay? Is that clear? All right. Any other questions?
What is shit away, teacher? Shit away, politician, shit away.
Where is it? He's in here. Oh, sorry, I can't understand. Can you type it?
Shit away. After
shied away.
He said opposition politicians shit away from anything
Shied
which
away?
might.
Got it. Okay, sorry. To shy away.
Shied away.
To avoid. To shy away from. So you could say an example would be if you are in college in the university and you have the choice between taking a math class and a literature class, and you've never really liked math, you might shy away from the math classes, right? Because you're not comfortable with them. Okay, is that clear?
Yes.
Great. Any other questions? Should have more. There's a lot of tricky vocabulary in this. Good, Luis. Habitual truancy. Okay, so truancy is a very formal word, and it's pretty uncommon in English, but in writing it can be common. And truancy means lateness, essentially. So lateness or tardiness. And so habitual, something that's a habit, is something that is repeated again and again. Right? So parents are not being punished if their child is late once. They're being punished if their child is late every day or every week or very frequently. Okay. Let's see. Other question? You're having trouble hearing me.
Yes, your voice is cutting off. I don't know if it's a problem of my connection or it is in general.
It is general. Yes, teacher.
Everyone having problems?
Yeah, the teacher low connection.
You are frozen now.
Maybe my connection, you think?
File the connection, yeah.
Okay. All right. Is it better if I talk more loudly?
Yes.
Okay. I'll speak like this. Sorry about that. Okay. Let me know if you continue to have problems. Okay?
Okay.
Class? Are you still having problems?
Yeah.
You are. Okay. How do I reduce my bandwidth?
Mm-hmm.
Here.
I also cannot hear you clearly.
Right. How about this? Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Is it better?
I think it's better.
Okay. Sorry, it's going to be... Okay, so now can you hear me a bit better?
Not too much.
Not much. Sorry about this. Let's see.
I think we can understand, but it sounds not really clear.
It's not too clear. Okay, well, I will try to type a lot. Okay, I'm sorry about this. It must be the connection. Okay, so, do you have any other questions from the second paragraph?
Yes, teacher. I couldn't understand the last sentence. Could you
The last
explain
sentence.
in a different way?
Yes, okay. The last sentence, so the one that starts from Gove warned.
Yes.
Okay, great. So, this is a difficult sentence. Okay, so Gove warned their policies would send children to school. So he's talking about his opposition politics, right? He's talking about the people who disagree with him. Is that clear?
Yes.
Yes, okay. So he's saying that the policies of the people who disagree with him would essentially, they would dumb down the courses, right? They would send children to school to do easy things. They would not challenge them. They would not challenge students to do great things. Because here when they say, without daring to think they might be intellectually curious and capable of greatness, they're talking about the fact that students will not be pushed, they will not be challenged to achieve if they continue to have the policies that his opponents create. Right? Because they're setting a low standard for these students. So that's what the second part of the last sentence, denying them access to anything stretching. So to stretch means to make greater, right, or to make longer. So they're not able to challenge themselves. Is the main message of this last sentence. Questions about this?
So it means they are not going to require a big effort from pupils in the school.
They're what?
They are not going to put pressure on the pupils.
Good, yeah, they're not going to put pressure on them, but in a way that's not good, right? Because they're saying, we just want this to be easy for you, and so we're not going to help you and challenge you to achieve. Okay. What did you say?
Yeah, it's clear now.
It's clear.
Yeah.
Okay, good. And then one thing, I have a question. The word grit, have you heard this word before?
No?
Yeah, it's like courage.
Courage, yeah, it's like courage or hard work.
Can you spell it? Courage?
Yeah, it's in the chat box, and I'll put it here too.
Okay.
So grit is courage or hard work. Okay. What about the word pupils?
Students.
Students.
Students, right? Students. Good. Okay. Any other questions about this article?
Nope.
No. Okay. So you'll see on here. So I want to do some comprehension exercises and then a more open discussion. So first, we'll start with the true or false exercises on the that are next to the article on the right. So we'll do these as a group, okay? And if you have questions, just feel free to ask. And if you disagree with someone's answer, feel free to say why. Okay, so who wants to do the first one? Letter A.
Me.
Okay, so go ahead and read.
It says parents will be punished if their children are late for school even once. That's false.
Okay, why do you say false?
Because in the text it says that it will be if they repeatedly do it.
Good,
Send their
right?
children to school, not only
Good,
once.
so excellent. So that's where the term habitual truancy comes in, right? So it's if they're late once, probably nothing will happen. But if it's a pattern, if it's something that is habitual, they will be punished. Very good. Okay, letter B.
Me, for example.
Okay.
The UK Education Secretary said families need to be more responsible. True.
True. Okay, good. And why do you say true?
Because they say that children are not going to school and they are punished repeatedly and they are not paying the fines and they are continuously missing class, the children.
Good. Good. Yeah, so this is true because it's essentially the theme of the article, right?
Yeah.
That parents need to take more responsibility. Okay, very good. C.
Parents fail to pay around 20,000 latest daily fines last year. Is true?
It's true. Excellent. Okay, and so this comes almost straight from the text. What was your evidence for this being true?
Say, however, 20,000 of these penalties were unpaid last year.
Right. Okay, so that was a pretty clear one. Good. Very good. Thank you. D.
Me.
Go ahead.
Parents can take children on family holidays during school time. False.
False. Excellent. And your reasoning?
Yeah, it says that some parents go with their children to period of cheap holiday or cheap flights. They, for example, on Wednesday, Thursday, or not going on summer. That it's in the more expensive period.
Right. And they're not allowed because?
It's a school time for children. They should go, to school.
Great. Yeah, they should be in school essentially. Good.
Yeah.
Okay. Excellent. And E. Someone who has not yet done one.
Me? The UK government is aiming to reduce truancy levels via these fines. It's true.
It's true. Very good. Right? Because, again, this is kind of the theme of the article. Right? Do you have anything to add?
It's true because parents they need to pay I don't remember the name.
They need to pay fines?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Great, yeah. So parents need to pay fines. And the idea on the part of the government is that this will counteract, this will reduce the problem of lateness. Okay, very good, Luis. Okay, letter F.
The government said students will fail with, excuse me, the education secretary said all children know they can be great. True?
Wait, sorry, which one? So we should be on F, right? So the government, F.
Okay.
No worries. So the government said
Excuse me.
students...
The government said students will fail with the opposition policies. Fails?
Why do you think it's false?
Because Mr. Gu offer a bigger incentive for the students go to the school.
Okay. Does everyone agree?
No, I disagree.
You disagree. Tell me why.
Because in the text says that Mr. Go thinks that with the other policies the children will fail, so they will be lazy, kind of lazy, or I don't know, dumb.
Yeah, because
the opposition wants to dumb down the courses.
Good. Okay, yeah, so this one is a bit difficult, but yeah, I think you're right. That was Edson, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so I think you're right in the sense that if you look in the second paragraph, we have this sentence. Gove also hit back at his critics, accusing them of adhering to policies that set peoples up to fail, right? So he's saying that the people who go against him, or his opposition, they put in place these easy curriculums and policies, and it doesn't set up students to succeed. It sets them up to fail. Okay, so this one is true. All right, and G.
I can do it. Teacher?
Yes?
Okay, I will do it.
Okay.
The education secretary said all children know they can be great. It's false, because it doesn't say that. He believes that children can be great, but that doesn't mean that children know that.
Yeah, great. Okay, so it's false, right? Because he's saying that with the policies in place right now, here, this sentence, Gove warned their policies would send children to school without daring to think they might be and capable of greatness. Okay, so even if Gove thinks that children can be great, as the system is now, they don't know that, right? There's nothing showing them that they can be great. So very good, Edson. That one was difficult. Okay, and the last one, H.
Me, teacher.
Okay, go ahead.
The education secretary said the opposition sets standards too high. False.
False.
Because
Good. It's
the opposition sets standards too low, actually.
yeah, so it's actually the opposite. Excellent. Good. Okay, great. So it seems like everyone had a good understanding of the text. And before we move on to the discussion, are there any questions?
No, everything clear.
Everything's clear. Okay, so I want you to feel like you can speak freely, but try not to interrupt one another. And I'll ask some questions, but otherwise you can ask questions to each other. You can bring up things you would like to. But I want to start with the question, do you think that punishing parents for children being late is a good idea? And why or why not?
I think it is a good idea. Because that way they will change their habits and children will go to school every day, so they will learn everything. They will have good grades and, well, they will be well educated.
Good, thank you. Does everyone agree? Do you disagree?
I agree.
Yes, I agree, teacher.
Okay, so let's hear from Adela first. Adela, you said you agree. Why is that?
I'm agree because parents nowadays don't aren't responsible about the students. And I think they have a responsibility about the education. Is not only in the college, in the school.
Mm-hmm. Good, excellent.
It's a good way to control.
Great. Good. Other comments?
I agree, but depending of the age of these students, I think that you have to punish also the students, the parents and the students.
Good, excellent point, I think, right? Because it seems like when I read this article, I assumed this is probably about elementary school, right, primary school. But when you're getting to secondary school, high school, college, this shouldn't make sense, right? So kids have to learn how to be responsible for themselves.
Yes.
Yeah, so I agree with that too. Okay, any other comments? Does anyone disagree and think that this is a bad idea?
Captain, I am not totally disagree, but I think a little different than punishment, because actually the same system was used last year, but nobody paid their fee or their punishment fee. It doesn't work. I get understand from this process that it doesn't work actually. If you increase the punishment, it also doesn't work again.
Okay, so you think that
we should find maybe another solution, but especially in school, truancy is very important. Every student in a class are in the same boat. They are following a schedule, and if a student go on holiday for 2 weeks, it is not good for teacher, for his friends. If he come back into the class, he doesn't know the subjects which are done before.
Great. That's true. Yeah, it makes things very difficult for the teachers, right? If a student has missed an entire week of school, whose responsibility is it to make sure he or she recovers all of the material and gets back on track?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Any other comments about this topic?
In the schools of my children, this problem is not possible, because when you arrived late, the doors are closed.
Ah, the door, so they cannot enter.
Yes.
And what happens? Are they sent home from school?
You have to go to your home.
Ah, so if you're late, you cannot come to school.
Yes, you can go again 2 hours 2 hours later. Yes, yes.
Okay. And Luis, do you think this is a good system?
More or less. Probably I preferred a kind of fines.
Okay, you would prefer the fines.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. And have your children been late to school with your system?
No. My children's no, because I am very punctual.
Good. Punctual.
Yes.
Very good. Good. Okay, and yeah, that's interesting. That system would certainly put the parent in a difficult position, right? Because if you're working and your children and the school says, no, your child cannot enter, he must go home for 2 hours. It's hard to say, what do you do, right? So yeah, I think, did anyone else have a different system in their school or in their children's schools?
Well, here we have the same system, but I think you're also punish children because they don't attend their classes.
Right.
So it's partially good and partially bad.
Okay. Good. And where is here? Where are you calling from?
I'm from Mexico.
I'm from Mexico. Okay. So there you have a similar system with fines.
No, not fine.
Okay.
They send you home back.
Okay, good. Okay, and I have a somewhat related question. Do you think that in your culture, students have a lot of respect for teachers? This is something that I think varies a lot. It changes a lot depending on the culture. So I'm curious to hear what you think.
The teenagers don't have respect to the teachers.
For the teachers? Mm-hmm.
For the teachers, yes. The teenagers, no.
Teenagers, no.
No.
And do you think this is universal?
I don't think so.
You don't think so? So teenagers where? Teenagers in Spain? Teenagers in...
I think that when we talk about, for example, about a dictatorial country, they don't have this problem. But I prefer live in a democratic country.
Interesting. Okay. So you think it's related to the politics of the country?
Yes.
Okay.
I think, sorry.
Go ahead.
They, in general, in Spain, has changed a lot because teenagers have are more freedom, have to the possibility to something don't like it's to say to the teacher, no, to tell with them, to change. This is very different 10, 20 years ago because the relationship with the students is very different.
It's very different.
Yes.
Okay, interesting.
I am a
So
teacher.
you're a teacher, so you know how difficult it can be.
It's different because they say me, this structure we don't like, change, or they
right, no, they have, yeah, it's very
another,
different.
yes, another.
Yeah, I had the same experience with teenagers in Andorra, where they would say, we don't like this activity, this one's stupid. And I said, I would never say that to a teacher, you know what I mean? I think it's a generational difference. So, anyway, and anyone else? So the question again was, do you think students in your culture generally show respect to teachers?
Yes, Kathleen. I want to talk about my culture.
Yes, let's hear about it.
When I was a student, I had lots of respect to our teacher.
That's what I like to hear.
But if I visit a school nowadays, student doesn't have any respect to the teacher. Actually, there is a trend, and I don't like it. Maybe when I was student, it was very disciplined system. It was too much discipline or punishment, but now there are too relaxed.
It's too relaxed.
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
It is now very relaxed. Actually, you cannot study or execute a lesson in the classroom.
Wow. Okay.
If they don't want, if the student don't want, it is too much actually.
Okay. So this sounds like a trend, right? It sounds like something common to a lot of different cultures these days, that there has been a big change from the past to the present.
Yes.
Does anyone think there is a solution? What can we do about this?
I think it should be between them, not so relaxed, not so tough, or not.
Okay, so you think we need to find a middle ground?
Yes.
Okay, and so the teachers are responsible for making this change.
No, the parents.
The parents.
Teacher, okay. Parents, student, society.
Okay,
you don't have you don't have a good education at home. It's difficult that you have going to have a good behavior at school, and now parents think that being friends with their children is the best option, and they support all the things that they do at the school. And even when the teachers complain, the parents instead of being supporting the teacher, they are supporting their children, even when they know that the behavior is not appropriate.
That's
Yes,
very
same,
true.
same in my culture too, Ampara.
Yeah,
So, yeah,
unfortunately.
that's absolutely true. That's something that is a very uncomfortable situation that I think a lot of teachers are experiencing. And so, is there a solution?
A good education at home, that's
A
all.
good education at home. Okay. So, you think it's the parents' responsibility?
Yes.
Yeah.
Will
Okay.
with mild punishments, you cannot teach too much.
Sorry?
With mild punishment at home,
Okay.
you cannot educate your children.
Good. Yeah, it's true. Okay, and any other last thoughts? Any final thoughts on this discussion?
Yes, like Adela says, many parents think that the school is have the obligation to educate their children, but it's not real. Just the teacher's responsibility is to share knowledge, not to teach you how to behave.
Okay.
And when the teacher called the parents to the school, parents should go, but sometimes parents said, no, I am busy, I am working, I cannot do it. So in that case, like Adela said, yes,
Good.
they be aware what their children are doing.
Good. Great. Okay, I think that's a very good point, and it was nice to hear all of your thoughts. So thank you all for contributing. I think you had good ideas. Our time is running out, so if you have any remaining questions after the lesson, please feel free to send me a message on Berkeley, and I'll be happy to speak with you or clear anything up. Okay, so thank you all for coming to class, and
Thank you,
have a good
teacher.
day or a good night.
Good
Thank
day.
teacher. See you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Okay.
Bye bye.
Bye, guys.
All right. Bye bye.
Bye.